It's the rundown, Wednesday, December 6th. It's your pal Clem. I'm joined with Sir William Pigskin and the number one brick watch salesman in the galaxy, Benjamin Mitz, rocking it there, rocking his brick watch. And is that the Wake Up with Mincy robe right there you're rocking as well?
It is. We're rocking the robe. We're rocking the brick watch. Happy to be on the rundown with you guys. Just got done with the show a little bit ago, so thought I might as well wear the robe today. Felt fitting.
Yep. For all the Wake Up with Mincy fans, I think we're going to get into a full after show breakdown of everything because I'm still not sure what the hell happened. I've watched a couple of the clips multiple times, so I'm sure we'll get the rundown from the beautiful mind of Ben Mintz. But first, we're going to go through all the stuff that's happening on the internet right now. Everyone is talking about, and leading off with Billy Football's beloved Jets here. Aaron Rodgers not happy about all the media leaks coming out. There was a report, I believe, by Diana Rossini of The Athletic, who said that Zach Wilson was basically asked to take over the QB1 job again because the Jets are just going through their carousel of hell at quarterback. Zach Wilson apparently said he wasn't ready to go back into the starting role, led to everyone on the internet dunking on the Jets, as they always do. Joe Beningo from WFAN says Robert Saleh texted him and a list of other coaches what their record is with and without the QB. And Aaron Rodgers was very upset and said, we need to get to the bottom of wherever this is coming from and put a stop to it privately. There's no place in a winning culture for this. I think it's chicken shit at its core, and I think it has no place in a winning organization. Billy, I've been there with my Mets. You're there with the Jets. Any New York team that has some kind of drama and losing and heartbreak associated with it. How are we feeling about this entire latest saga in the Jets franchise?
I wrote an entire essay on how the Jets have been plagued by the New York media for the entirety of their existence. And this is no other event that completely explains that exact essay and thesis I made. Why is this happening to the New York Jets? Let's look at something else. Let's look at the New York Giants. I passed by Tommy DeVito's Hoboken bye week party yes. at I think it was at Wicked Wolf. Line was way too long. And look, they're partying on the bye week with their third string quarterback. The vibes are totally different with the New York Giants, who are on their third string quarterback. The New York Jets are going through quarterbacks due to injuries and a bad offensive line. And we're having this whole bonanza that Zach Wilson doesn't even want to start, which I don't think is necessarily true. But the fact that people are making like these leaks and making these assertions is totally like crazy. It's just like, I almost feel like the Jets were created by the Giants in order to shield them from the crazy media circus that is New York and allow the Giants to be completely unbothered and just have the Jets be the main center of attention so that the Giants can work in peace. Like that meme of the soldier shielding the child from all the knives and bombs and whatever. And that's the Jets, and the Giants are the kids sleeping soundly in their bed, because it is wild how this organization has those crazy things happen to it in the media. And also like just everyone, like between the seeing ghosts with Sam Darnold, there's just been so many like iterations of the media screwing the Jets and making them look terrible on the national stage. And for a rookie quarterback who's like, look, they've done Zach Wilson so dirty this season from how they've dealt with him. He had a bad offensive line. He looked great in games. They beat the goddamn Eagles in MetLife. I was at that game. It was my highlight. Whenever we think about the season, that's all I think about, just like for my own mental sanity. But the fact that this is happening is just like, why can't we fix these like institutional problems? Like you can get different coaches, you can get different quarterbacks, but like you can't have a guy come in as a rookie, fuck with him how he's been fucked with in the media, and then, bench him and then ask him to come back after every other option has been exhausted, and know that like, hey, this isn't necessarily a quarterback problem. This is an offensive line problem. This is a coaching problem. Like, I don't blame Zach Wilson for being hesitant to go back into the starting spot. I think he will, like, just to show like, hey, of course I'm going to take the starting spot when given the opportunity and be a team guy. But like, I totally understand the hesitation from how this whole thing's been handled and how you've literally been dragged through the media when you might be put back as QB1. Just like he might have never said anything about like not wanting to go back, but like people are being like, well, you know what? It would be a good story if he didn't want to go back and just make it up out of nowhere. And like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
And
very
Aaron
interesting.
Rodgers is totally right. And Aaron Rodgers is the only person who probably could get into the QB1 spot and be able to deal with the craziness. Like the only thing he couldn't handle was like his Achilles, and we'd be having a totally different conversation.
Yeah, no, you're right, Ben. What is your take on
I
this
mean, my
entire
take
Jet
is the whole
saga?
season was cursed after Rodgers ran out the American flag on 9/11 and went down with the Achilles injury. You know, Nathaniel Hackett was hired to be Rodgers' offensive coordinator because their ties to Green Bay. And it was just, I mean, they had that stretch where they were in the playoff race. They were fighting because their defense, but I don't know, just that whole scene that first night, I feel like there's just no coming back from that. And Zach Wilson has just gone through the meat grinder with the media, and everybody wants to blame him. And the problems, I mean, he certainly is not good, but the problems are obviously a lot deeper. My question is, Billy and I's guy, Chad Kelly, is he just blackballed? I mean, we all know he's better than freaking Tim Boyle and Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
We just won the Canadian Player of the Year. There's no way you're telling
Mop.
me.
He was the mop.
Yeah, there's no way you're telling me he wouldn't be better than some of those guys. I think he must be blackballed with like his
The most outstanding player is their MVP, the mop, and no better way to clean up the Jets organization than bringing in the mop to mop it up.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been saying. I don't know why Cleveland hasn't like.
I mean, I think he's blackballed. There's no other explanation.
Yeah, he was when he was on Pardon My Take. He was telling us that like there's agents, and like agents will get their backup quarterback signed if they're the GM's agent as well and the coach's agent. So they'll be like, hey, like it's good for me. I get paid if you sign this guy because then I get a cut. And there's a whole little scheme when it comes to backup quarterbacks, I think, because when you think about it, backup quarterbacks do like some guys who just aren't good. And yeah, maybe they be good in the quarterback room. They get signed and they get big contracts, and someone's getting a cut of those contracts. And it's, in an agent's best interest to line his pockets. So like, we'll see. That's what he was saying. It's wild.
Billy, look no further than your own team. Your starting quarterback last week was Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle should not be starting or backing up anybody, and it's because him and Rodgers are buddies. Rodgers brought him in. He brought Hackett in. He brought Lazard and Cobb in, and that's all well and good when Rodgers is healthy. But when you're 40 years old and behind a bad offensive line, something like that could happen. I'm with Mincy on this one. Again, as a Mets fan, I've lived through these seasons in baseball form a million times. It's the C word. We're talking curse. There's curses. It goes past managers, coaches, players, even ownership. Sometimes it goes through all those. And at some point there is something, whether the Giants thing isn't a bad call either. Remember the Jets used to like share Giant Stadium. They used to play in Giant Stadium, which is like such a little brother thing to do. It might have been like they are the like you said, they're basically there to protect the Giants, and they basically gave them life because of that. So Billy, I think you might be onto something there. This is my question to you, Billy. What are you doing to get Swag Kelly to the Jets? Because, again, if backup quarterback is a thing that can just be signed based on relationships more so than talent, which Chad Kelly does have, we all know Joe Douglas is the Jets GM, correct?
Correct.
We all know that one of his best friends, if not best friends, I believe is Elio, who happens to be Dave Portnoy's best friend. Billy, you are the missing piece here to get Chad Kelly to the Jets, and this is what might have to happen to get the Jets to a Super Bowl. The mop needs to come in and clean up that mess.
I mean, hey, I do DM with Chad Kelly on the regular, so maybe we can make this happen. I don't have his number. Actually, do I have Chad Kelly's number?
I got it for sure.
Oh, actually, I think we now have the missing piece. Is Mincy's got Chad Kelly's number?
Of course, Ole Miss ties.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My question is Saleh is he gonna survive this? Are they gonna? Do y'all think he gets a third year?
I mean, I thought he was like a great, like he's a no BS coach, a total no BS coach. But like this stuff about him making leaks, like he is the leak. Like I didn't expect that from him. I thought he ran like a tight ship, and I still think he does run a tight ship. If you watch him on Hard Knocks, he's not a guy that like easily can get in. Like he's not the type of guy, like a Rex Ryan or like that just gets blown up and embarrassed. He's an all business guy. He's not like Gase. Like you can't really make fun of Saleh. He's not like a guy that you can just like totally humiliate.
I like your team too, man. Like I would have lost so much money. I would have been like, oh, the Jets aren't going to do it this year. And if Rodgers was healthy, you guys would have like 10, 11. Your defense is ridiculous. You have so many, like you have those big weapons on offense in terms of Wilson and Hall. It just really, again, it's like everything fell apart in the worst way possible, just like it's happened to the Mets enough time. It's fucking heartbreaking. I will say this about Aaron Rodgers. It's like, the guy who's, people making up stuff and kind of like, that's kind of Aaron Rodgers' corner too, is living in his own little world. Different conspiracy theories and shit like that. I don't need to hear Aaron Rodgers give his thing when it's like your backup your buddy who was the backup quarterback, is just as responsible for torpedoing the season as anyone else. That has to be the worst thing. You guys had Mike White. He was the fucking perfect guy for I guess he wouldn't have lasted an entire season after Rodgers getting hurt week 1. But I mean, you look at all those guys like Mintz was saying, Josh Dobbs, Flacco looked fucking awesome last week, in like limited duty. He had that one bad throw. But other than that, like he's exactly what you guys, him and Wilson could have connected. He was there last season. I just don't understand why the Jets couldn't just get that right. But that's the Jets being the Jets, I suppose. The biggest thing is this is basically you guys could become the Chad Kelly Insider Podcast because you guys are both just constantly having.
Well, if you watch the game, I don't see how you can't see it on the field. It's pretty obvious.
Yep. Very weird, especially in a league where wins are so important. They just blackball a dude who he had something where did he get in a fight at Von Miller's Halloween party?
He had something Halloween. Something real weird happened Halloween.
He explained it. He was on a date the night before. He was out real late. Then he took a flight, and jet lag plays a huge role in your mental health. So he was tired, and he went into the wrong house. Like that happens to everybody. Ask Ryan Russillo. Look, there's all these, it's happened to me. I mean, but anyway, but
hey, jet lag is a motherfucker, Billy. Don't worry. You don't have to explain yourself here. Anyone who's experienced jet lag just knows how tough it is. So yeah, this is going to be the legacy of today's rundown is getting Chad Kelly on the Jets. So it begins today. You, Mincy, got to make it happen. Again, there's way too many pieces here to make it happen. Moving along, Taylor Swift has been named Time Person of the Year. It's Person of the Year now, right? Yeah. Times Person of the Year. Thought it was kind of a layup for someone who's kind of taken over the internet, taken over the NFL. We see her all the time whenever she's watching Kelsey in the box. However, the contenders for the award that she beat out was the Barbie movie and King Charles III, which I guess was the old Prince Charles. He became king this year. I forgot about that. Kind of a weak crop, I have to say. I feel like Taylor Swift was kind of the, an ugly Times Person of the Year, but deserve. I think Ben Mintz finished 4th on that list, also receiving votes.
Clearly, quite a year.
What the hell is Times doing? The Barbie movie might have been the Person of the Year. What the?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Yeah, I mean, who else? I mean, I guess there's no real, large leaders that have done anything good lately. I think that used to be no one's really done a great job in politics or anything lately. So I feel like that, Taylor Swift, probably easiest choice out of all those people.
I'd say Portnoy deserves a vote over the Barbie movie, right?
Yeah.
Portnoy he's got my vote for getting the company back from Penn for $1 and rehiring.
Yeah,
I assure you he's got my vote.
Oh, hell
we should have a Ben Mintz Man of the Year, Person of the Year every single year.
I feel like Dave might win it for the next while after how much he went to bat for me with Brick Watch and bringing me back this year. It's gonna be real tough to beat Dave Portnoy. Even though I do have questions about this $1 million bet on Michigan going against Alabama, I think that's bananas. But that's
so. This is their second time on the cover.
I think
the first musician ever to get the cover twice.
That's impressive. I was
going in 100 years.
I was going through a list of previous winners. The first ever winner was Charles Lindbergh. Little fun fact for you guys out there, 1927. So we're closing in on 100 years on Man of the Year. Infamously, the H-Man made it. Joseph Stalin, two-time.
Stalin, two-time?
Yeah, two-time Man of the Year. I'm not looking to catch heat from the Swifties here, so I'm not going to lump her in with him, but I'm just pointing out facts here.
Yeah.
The Middle Americans won in 1969. There's a lot of shit that goes down here. There's a lot of
Putin ever win?
Putin had to win.
Putin had
2007. 2007.
Oh, Putin won. You know what? hate to say it, I don't know if I would want to be a Times Person of the Year.
Because you're appearing on the same Wikipedia as these
it's like the
people.
Madden
Yeah.
cover on steroids.
Yeah. It's like this person was great. I mean, I think when they won, like Stalin and H-Man, were they like, was it in good standing or just like they're doing crazy
What
shit?
year did Stalin win?
He won in 39 for signing the non-aggression pact with Nazi Germany, which just let them run wild, basically, not having to worry about Russia. And then again in 42, when things had heated up after the Battle of Stalingrad.
So, okay, he won in 42 when Germany, that was when the Germany was invading Russia. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was sandwiched. It was between. It went. So this is. I mean, it's a wild run for the Man of the Year. It goes H-Man 38, Stalin 39, Churchill, FDR, who won it 3 times. I'm seeing here, and then Stalin, and then we're getting to George Marshall, Eisenhower, Truman, all that kind of stuff. So you're a lot of presidents, a lot of world leaders, good and bad. And last year's. Can anyone name last year's Time Man of the Year?
What is it? Putin? No.
He won 07, he said.
You're on the right track. It was Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, and then the spirit of Ukraine. So they went like double, and they went with like a person and like a, I don't even know what, like a spirit. They went with the spirit as well. So and then Musk was 21. So Elon Musk was on.
Okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind Elon Musk. The I don't know.
Yeah, dude. That's why, good for her. Like her tour did $5.7 billion, which I don't know who that benefits besides her. I mean, I guess it stimulates the economy. Stimulates the economy. Yeah.
Kelly Keegs is a winner in all this, right? Like she definitely helped Kelly Keegs get all the Taylor stuff here.
Kelly Keegs is basically the Times Woman of the Year in Barstool because she's won this.
The Taylor Swift thing, I will say, the level of fame, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, she's selling out, 90, 100,000 stadiums 3 nights in a row. Like it's nothing, not just United States, around the world. I mean, this is a level that I mean, what other artists y'all think have achieved this? Beatles, Michael Jackson, maybe? I mean, this is like bananas, the level she's gotten to.
I mean, she also, most importantly, she discovered football. That was a big, she discovered football. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Taylor Swift for discovering football. I think she colonized it, but she can say she discovered it. Like, teach their own. We've already been here. We're the indigenous football people. So she can discover it. That's fine. But, history will tell, as many times cover winners have shown.
Again, like it's almost like when Patrick Mahomes won the MVP, it feels like there was really no other choice. You had to do it. Like there's enough shitty stuff going on in the world. You could have probably given it to someone involved there, but it's been kind of like, it probably happened later. So they're like, let's just go with the layup. We'll have people talking about it. We'll get clicks, which is what this award probably is the biggest thing for Time, right? All the Swifties will probably buy a Time magazine. Yeah. That's going to put them the magazine industry hasn't been doing well for years now. So shout out to Taylor Swift getting that.
She could become the first female dictator. That could happen.
That could happen.
I mean, think like, hey, let's say she runs for office. Then we retroactively look at this Times cover and we're like, oh, damn.
Should have known.
But everybody, if she becomes the first female dictator, will we all have to refer to her as mother?
Oh, that's 100% exactly what a dictator would have you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So congrats Taylor Swift. Congrats Keys. Congrats everyone. Moving on to someone else with an extraordinary amount of power right now. Shohei Ohtani. Who I guess if Shohei Ohtani, maybe if he stayed healthy, he could have won. Like he could have maybe gotten a couple votes, but he got hurt. He has his big free agency right now. I feel like it's been a little muted after the injury because he's with Anaheim. You forget about him playing out there out west sometimes. But he basically told everyone, I want Operation Shutdown, no leaks, no nothing, just negotiations. I think I was reading somewhere he wants Zoom calls in front of like a white wall, and it's just like one-on-one meetings and no news. Poor Dave Roberts didn't get the memo, was talking about it for about 20 minutes saying, I feel like we're in a good spot, blah, blah, blah. Then apparently Dodgers PR people came over. He looked like he saw a ghost. And then basically we're just kind of waiting for Shohei to make his decision. Are you guys baseball fans? I don't know if you guys are baseball fans here.
I mean, very casual. I like college. I'm one of the only people that likes college more than MLB.
Gotcha. Any takes on Ohtani though, Ben?
Yeah, I got a few. I've been following it. Following the line on where he's going has moved a lot in the last few days. The Dodgers went from like plus 450 to minus 200. Right now, they're the favorite. Big favorite. I don't know if the Dave Roberts thing is going to blow it. The Blue Jays are clearly in second now. I think they're like plus 180. Everybody in Chicago has been holding out hope, but it seems like the Cubs thing has faded. It seems like it's the Dodgers or the Blue Jays now. And the fact that the Dodgers, the gamble line moving from plus 450 to minus 200 tells you everything you need to know, in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see if the Dave Roberts thing blows it. But him already being in Anaheim, switching to LA, he's part of that market, but it's a way more prominent thing. It'd probably be kind of a seamless move for him. Looks like he's going to be a Dodger to me, even with the Dave Roberts thing. Just judging by that.
Mincy, can you do your new hometown solid and give Shohei Ohtani your pitch to join the Cubs right now? Just tell him everything you've seen in Chicago or the people there, all that kind of stuff. Sell Shohei Ohtani on the Windy City here.
Well, Shohei, you're going to make $50 million a year, so I don't know if you're concerned, but the cost of living is going to be way, way cheaper in Chicago than LA. You can play at Wrigley Field, an iconic venue. You'll get to be a hero literally forever. And you get to get out of California, which to me sounds like a positive. I don't know how other people judge it. But yeah, so you could just be an icon at Wrigley Field. So that kind of would be my pitch, but I don't think I would ever move to California at this point. So
that's fair. I don't think Billy would move to California either. Billy, let me hear your take on Shohei Ohtani here.
Well, I think he's a sick player, revolutionary player. He's one of the guys. I like baseball for going to games and watching dingers and home runs and for amped up pitchers. But so he's like both of those. He hits home runs and he's an amped up pitcher that just dominates. And those are the two things I like about the game. So I like Shohei. Come to the Yankees. I don't know if that's on the table. I don't think we have the cap space, but
I do have one question on him. He's just had a second Tommy John surgery. And look, I'm not saying, you could argue greatest player of all time. There's never been a guy that's an ace pitcher and hitting 50 homers. It's never happened. But 2 Tommy John surgeries, what he's not going to be able to pitch next year. If you're paying him like $50 million a year, I know he's worth it if he's healthy on the pitching, but what's that going to look like coming back from number 2? I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of the question. And luckily for him, he has such a market for him. Won't really hurt him. I think people were saying, there's going to be incentive laden where if he pitches, the number jumps up, because the number could have been it's going to be astronomical. It could have been another 20%, 30% higher if he was completely healthy following the season. Obviously, that's not the case. It is very odd, Billy, as Mets and Yankees fans, and granted, the Mets haven't been doing this as long as the Yankees, not to really be involved in a big fish here. But yeah, neither of us. You guys are going after Soto. It sounds like the Mets might go after him if he hits free agency next year. And then Yamamoto is kind of the other guy going on during all this. But Ohtani is such the big fish that it's we're kind of just sitting out, just watching this. It's kind of nice to just laugh at Dave Roberts being you fucking moron. What are you doing here?
I know. As a Yankee fan, I'm not that into baseball, but I follow the Yankees. Why aren't we going at he should be one of those guys that we're just buying at the end of their career when they're not good anymore. He's definitely one of those number one guys.
He'll be there. If
he'll be there in the next contract.
Yeah, exactly. If he has the 3rd Tommy John surgery, buy 2, get 1 free, and then he's just petering out, that could be hey, let's get some people to the ballpark. Like you said, objectively, no matter what you think about Shohei Ohtani, cool as fucking hell. Cool ass player, right?
Yeah, the thing is, I was thinking about this the other day when the Jets were stinking it up against the Dolphins Friday after Thanksgiving. I was are New York sports bad because we don't have trouble filling the venues, because the venues are so historic that it's just or so nice that everyone's we have to go to the Garden. Oh, we have to go to Yankee Stadium. MetLife isn't even like that, but I guess maybe there's so many companies in the city that they just have season tickets that they don't really care about ticket sales, and they're always profitable. So they just don't improve the actual quality of their players in game. What is going on?
It's a fair question, boycott? Billy. I've had the same thought myself, because you just think for years too. The Yankees are the Yankees, but every other team has been an abject disappointment for the market they have, the amount of fans they have, the amount of money they generate, the amount of they can lure free agents here. I don't know if the city has too much stuff going in it and you don't really have to worry about just worrying about your craft or what it is. But the Rangers, Nate always talks about it. It's they've won 2 Stanley Cups in a million years, right? And they were an original 6 franchise and they never won back then. The Mets, obviously, 2 World Series in their existence in '62. The Giants have been all right. They have 4. But then the Jets, who, and then there's curses and all the other nonsense.
The Yankees, the Yankees haven't been the Yankees since 2009. They went their first
Yeah.
decade without a World Series win. Like
Yeah.
that, the Yankees are no longer the Yankees.
That's true. You said it, not me, but we could put, maybe
Like,
we'll make a graphic, have you on it, says the Yankees are no longer the Yankees. That could be a nice thing for the rundown there, John Rich. I don't think anyone can even argue with that, though. I mean,
yeah.
there is a 14-year-old kid right now who has never seen a New York Yankees World Series. There's 14-year-old Yankees fans who have never seen a World Series. It's crazy to think about.
I only remember 09. I was 10 years old.
It's nuts, man.
Yeah.
As someone that grew up during the heart of the Yankees dynasty and was rooting for the Mets during all, let me tell you, it was not fun. So this has been a little more fun. Moving along here. People, speaking of misery, people are blaming sports gambling on the housing market and lack of sex. Billy wrote this one. The Oracle of Wall Street, which is like an A+ fucking nickname. I don't even know what you do to get that nickname, but A+, says that sports gambling is why the housing market sucks and why men are not having sex. She says the sports gambling gives. Tell me if I'm right here, Billy. This was the John Rich notes. Sports gambling is giving men pleasure, and that's why they don't have money in their savings to buy houses and raise families. And she also says that men aren't having enough sex as a result of sports gambling. Is that a good cliff notes of it all?
Yeah. So this analyst, she's famous for predicting the housing crisis in 08 and the whole recession and everything. I'll bring up her name in a second. Meredith Whitney of the Meredith Whitney Advisory Group, and she gets on Squawk Box on MSNBC. And this came across my desk, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to this. Like, let's see if she actually has any good points. And she's saying men aren't starting families because they're betting on sports. And the pleasure they're getting from betting on sports is preventing them from having sex. And then her and another female anchor just start laughing about how little sex guys are having nowadays. And it's because of sports gambling. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, guys betting on sports is not why no one's buying houses. It's not why no one's starting families. There's so many other gigantic factors right now. Like, what's taking more money out of people's pockets and savings is like inflation. Like government. The cost of living, like the
interest rates on the housing right now are
the inverse
crazy.
the inverse relationship between wage growth and the cost of housing, like the terrible rates right now to like buy housing because they're trying to curb inflation because people are trying to clean up the mess they created up top. I mean, there's so many different, like, the funny thing is back when like sports gambling was like I was talking to my parents about this. Sports gambling has become more popular recently because of the legalization. College kids are gambling. Like back in the day, like, my parents were like, no one gambled in college. But back when people used to like gamble a lot, like in the 50s, 60s, before they cracked down on illegal books in 1961 with the Interstate Wire Act, I think that's the law. But basically it's what gave Kennedy a headache much later. The Federal Wire Act. Yeah, that one might have done it. But basically that was also when there was the highest like single family home ownership. Like that's when like, you could have a high school diploma and own a house at 24 and like have a family, have multiple cars. And that's when there was like probably the closest to now, like high, people who gamble per capita. And that's when there was the most home ownership. And that was probably just because people had more money to like do stuff with, like on a regular day basis, like a little extra income. Like the guys who are spending like, a little bit of their paycheck every week on gambling, like that's not money that they would save and like, use to buy a house. It's impossible to like put a down payment on something nowadays. It's like insane. Like most people aren't buying their first house nowadays till like they're in their mid 30s. They're just renting the whole time. Like, I don't know. This just made me like really pissed off because like you always compare yourself to like what your grandparents, your father was doing like at 24. And it's like, shit, I'm in a tiny apartment where I have a squat rack and a closet. That's the same as my office. And it's kind of like, it's also New York, but it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like sports gambling is what people are blaming on it. And this is the Oracle of Wall Street. That's the other thing. Like this is the Oracle of Wall Street, someone who was so smart, who predicted, 08, the recession, but she's saying sports gambling is the reason why young men aren't starting families and buying homes. Also, why are young men the one who have to start families? And isn't there the whole dual income thing that is happening nowadays, which I'm not like against, but that's just like the trend. But it's young men gambling, which is the problem. But hey,
equality. You're right, Rick.
yeah,
You're right, Billy. Equality. The Oracle of Wall
equality.
Street
Like,
seems to have an axe to grind with sports gambling, and she was
yeah,
going to try to connect the dots no matter
yeah.
what. By the way, Billy, don't sell yourself short. You have a squat rack and an axe in this, like in the room I'm looking at right now, your apartment.
Yes, it's a decorative axe by the back door for
Incredible.
non-tactical reasons.
I can't see the argument for the housing market thing, because I think that's just the inflation and cost of living and all that's way up. But, you know, I mean, I guess guys just wanting to bet on sports all the time and not pay attention to women. Maybe I could see that a little bit. I mean, that would never be me, of course, but
I was going to say, Mincy, you're a guy who, you know, is known to bet some games. You're a guy who, you know, may have some sex here and there, some love making. Has this affected you at all? From what you can see in your own personal life?
I not now, but I would say in my like mid-20s, all I cared about was online poker and gambling, and it probably affected it then. Back when I was younger.
You were a professional though, right? Or
oh yeah,
professional.
Yeah,
you know?
no doubt. But it was like I was.
That was your job.
I just didn't care about anything else. Like I thought my worth was defined by my bank account, and now I'm a lot more into the healthy, balanced lifestyle stuff. That's what getting older will do to you.
That's a beautiful thing to hear, man. It's a beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Also, this woman says sports gambling is giving men pleasure. Sports gambling gives you pleasure as you dream of the bets and the parlays you're making, and it's fun when like the guy scores a touchdown and you're up. That's where it basically ends, because it's not like we're all just raking in cash here after the sports gambling. We're just like, fuck, I can't believe I lost. I can't believe that dickhead didn't, you know, go the extra 2 yards for the touchdown, hit the over, and then you're just pissed. It is truly, it's just a house. I mean, I talked about this with Chaps on another rundown, just to make me seem especially old. I'm gonna like die in my house now because I got a great rate when we refinanced during the pandemic, and it's like I'd be at least 6 to 7% higher if I wanted to move into like a different house right now, and there's just no way. It's like an extra $1,000 a month. There's just no fucking way I'm going to do that. It's the dumbest thing ever.
And like also, this woman doesn't know about the large institutional investors that are buying up all the single family homes across America, increasing prices. Like that's like what's annoying me. Like, why don't you talk about BlackRock buying a bunch of homes across the country? Like sports gambling, like the amount of money, like I don't know, responsible gamblers aren't gambling so much that they don't have like any savings, like, and aren't trying. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever buy a home at this point. So
hopefully the interest rates in 5-10 years will flip. And
my 10 $5 parlays I put up in a weekend aren't preventing me from buying a home.
I think the sports gambling thing is interesting because it's all a matter of perspective. But if you have the right perspective on it, like people love to like unit shame and all that stuff. Man, I bet $50 a unit, you know, and if I have a 2 or 3 in a game, I put 100 or 150 on it. If I lose, that's what a dinner would be at a nice restaurant or a concert ticket, and I'm buying entertainment for that 3 hours. And that's what it does. And if you look at it that way, and I know other people can say whatever they want, but you know, if in balance, there's no problem with that. You know, like it's just like that's what you do for your entertainment for the night. And if you win, great. And if you don't, just keep it in perspective.
Yep, just do it responsibly. That's all we got. I think I don't still have to say that, but I still mean it though. Responsibly do it. Have your fun. And by the end of the day, like you said, I could have just went out to like an amusement park for a day for $100, or I get to live on my couch. And if I win, it's a double bonus. And then I can go out for that nice dinner or something like that. So I'm renaming this chick the Oracle of Wall Street. No, she's the dipshit of Vegas. Like everyone in Vegas probably is like, this fucking moron. What is she talking about? Absolute F-. Don't like her at all. For the people that are not having sex, but looking to, get their jollies off. I know people still say that these days. Porn sites are reportedly thinking about implementing a face scan to verify the age of the user. The Online Safety Act, which recently became a law, requires stricter protections for children. So you don't have any kids going online to look at the porn. Instead of like clicking the I am 18 box, they're going to ask potentially people to scan their face to prove their age, along with different checks along the way to make sure, it's a kid. I think it's more than just, click all the buses in the pictures and stuff like that. This is the question for Ben Mintz. So I don't know if he has to watch porn based on all I've heard about his, legendary self in the sack. Would you let a porn site? All that, but would you let a porn site scan your face to let you watch?
Man, probably not, because that gets real weird about like getting profiled as one of those people that's on there, and they're gonna like be looking. I don't know. That weirds me out a little bit because you get on these lists of they're keeping all this tracking and data and stuff, and I don't think that's a list I'd want to be on.
Yeah.
Dudes, just stop watching porn and start working out. I mean,
I do work out. I mean,
yeah, I know. I'm not saying that's you specifically. I'm saying dudes in general. Like you should get your shit together. That honestly, if Oracle of Wall Street was like porn is one of the reasons why guys aren't, then I'd agree.
Porn
But-
being at your fingertips. Again, I guess Billy is more the young fella here. Ben is closer to my age. But back in the day, you had to work for it, Ben. You know what I'm talking about. We're talking AOL,
you
dial-up.
gotta get creative.
And then before the internet, you had to find a magazine that was laying around, like your dad's bedroom, or if you find something people used to put shit in the woods in my neighborhood, the older kids, and you look at an old Playboy and stuff, and that was basically all you had. Now it's like these kids can get shit in AK that I don't even know exists, some kind of like kinks that I don't even know are possible, and they can just get it on their phone or whatever, their screen. So it is a different world we're living in. If you do want to look at porn, though, like you said, do you want to be known as the porn guy? Like your face is out there forever. Sometimes you just gotta release, but if you have to release any way possible, maybe it's gonna hurt the sites though. These sites are
work out and use your imagination.
Well, honestly, there definitely needs to be a little more regulation with that, because especially with the user no one knows who's in the videos. Age verification for both actors and consumers definitely needs to be inputted, because there's it's the wild west of dark web shit, and better just clean that shit up because it's really fucking bad.
Have you ever been on the dark web, Billy?
No.
I'll take that as a yes. I'll take that as a no comment. I'll take it as a no comment. Is
For
it as
research.
scary as I think it is? Because I am.
You never go down the Silk Road rabbit hole, Billy?
I haven't been on the Silk Road, but I've been with someone who's been on the Silk Road back in the day, who used Tor browsers and all that shit. Dark web's a scary place. It's a wild west. And the thing is, our government has our leaders are too old to understand the true gravity of the internet technology and all that. So we got a lot of problems to fix.
This actually kind of makes me go against the face scans a little, because I feel like if you're a kid looking for a boob, you're going to go on the dark web, because I bet kids these days can get on the dark web easier than these people can police these face scans even. I think I'd rather have my kids just look at a boob on, Pornhub or something than try to go on the dark web. And then that's the whole world is available to you at that point. And the next thing I know, they're buying, guns and fucking humans in the house to showing up. I'm like, what's going on here? I have a crazy son. I don't know what he's going to buy on the dark web.
Dude, Twitter has turned into the crazy videos that you used to see on the deeper web, are now just on your For You page on Twitter videos. I'm seeing crazy shit. I saw some dude getting crazy acts of violence on the For You page with videos and stuff. Crazy stuff.
Now, Billy, listen, I don't like Elon. I'm not a huge Elon Musk fan, and I do think Twitter has gone down the drain for not just his fault. I think the internet in general, the longer a product's around, it's going to inevitably get more and more seedy. I think it's also you probably searched out a video, and then they go in the algorithm, and then it starts churning, and it knows Billy Football likes to watch guys get stabbed here and there. So they kind of throw that your way. And you might like a video, you might retweet a video. I mean,
it might be my fault.
Kennedy getting his fucking headache for an 8K for everyone to see.
It might be my fault because I watch a lot of animal fighting, dead longhorns on Oklahoma State frat lawns and stuff like that. Yeah. So it might be my fault.
That's fair.
I mean, I know it gets dark on there with the videos, but fair trade. I'm more pro Elon. I mean, at least the free speech isn't being censored. So, I guess it's part of the deal.
That's fair. Yeah. I think I'm very interested to see where Twitter is in a year. So it just feels like I think the glory days in the mid 2016, 18. I think everything was good. I think the pandemic threw us down a really weird rabbit hole, but whatever. We'll see where we come out on the other end, no matter what, whether or not you have to scan. What was it? To scan IDs, I think licenses in some states for porn. Now, if they're just doing straight face scans, the other side is everyone probably has your face already. All these webcams that we're currently broadcasting on, they're probably snapping pictures as when we don't even know.
Or just make a age verification that's through your device. The same way they do it for gambling. like
Maybe a
online.
pinky swear. Maybe they send you a pinky
Yeah.
through the mail. Because like I've never broken a pinky. Has anyone ever broken a pinky swear on the panel? Be honest.
No, actually, I don't think I have.
I never have. Ben.
Only the ones where I'm crossing my fingers.
I can't remember one that I have.
Yeah, you crossed fingers on a pinky
No,
swear.
like no. If you cross your finger, like I've never broken one without a cross finger.
Okay, that's fair. And that's on the person to look at the other finger as they're locked with you.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's the way out.
Yeah, exactly. Day one stuff right there. Day one pinky swear stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So on to the after show. Day 2. Wake up with Mincy stuff. Back on the air. This was a debate I saw yesterday on the rundown. First of all, Mincy, congrats. Welcome back. Obviously great to have you back in the company. I've seen you since then. Great to have Wake Up with Mincy back. Are you guys live or are you guys
we're live.
Slight table?
Oh, we're live. People were debating that. We were live. We were live with Stu today too. Didn't get canceled.
Wait, how many? And no delay?
No delay.
What?
We're live, baby.
What?
Just letting it fly. All right. All right.
It was like hard for them to do the tape delay with production stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to do I have like an 8-9 year media career of, 4 years of 3-hour radio shows. And I know what happened. I mean, I won't be doing any rap karaoke anymore. We're going to move on with our lives. I have a body of work that is like thousands and thousands of hours where this was never a problem, except for the one time I tried to do rap karaoke on the first of the month on a Monday morning. So we're going to learn from that mistake, and we're going to never do that again. I mean,
one out of millions of seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it was an isolated incident. Obviously, it wasn't good, but I think we're going to be okay moving forward, and I think we're off to a good start too. I got to say, Big Cat yesterday. I mean, to get to where he is in life, to share a toothbrush, that was a wild move.
You gonna brush your teeth?
Yeah.
You didn't bring a toothbrush to me? For me?
No. I'm sorry, Big Cat. I didn't really get a toothbrush. Babe, no, you don't want that. You don't want to use my toothbrush. Oh, no! I mean, I feel like that's the point of being successful is to not have to do stuff like that, That was crazy. And we're referring, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Big Cat, I was brushing my teeth when I had Big Cat on, and he just grabbed my toothbrush after I brushed my teeth and started brushing. I was like, what the hell is happening? That was crazy.
Yeah.
The man is a content machine. The man is a content machine.
Anything with content, man. I appreciate him riding so hard for me. I thought we had a great debut. We got a Wake Up Mincy YouTube channel. We started with 3,000. We're like 6,000 now. I know y'all both are very experienced building the YouTube thing. The YouTube thing's a grind. It's a weird deal. It's not like building Twitter or Instagram. I mean, it's a grind. We're trying to get to 10,000 as fast as we can. I think we're, I'm loving having the show in the Chicago office with the production value we've got up here. I mean, it's a lot different than doing it, remote in New Orleans. I think we're off to a good start for sure. The Stu Feiner thing today was, I don't even know what happened, man.
It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up and get yourself a little morning shake up. And whether you're married or in a breakup, hey, come on, y'all. It's time to wake up.
What's up, Stella? How are you doing?
Hi, Stella.
Well, hi, boys. Y'all look fantastic.
How you doing, Stella?
I'm doing pretty good, just hanging out, just waiting for y'all to come back.
Nice.
Who voices Stella?
What's up? Oh, so Stella, the doll. Oh, yeah.
Is that you?
Is that you,
No,
Mincy?
that's Corey. That's Corey Rutledge.
Oh, man.
I love it. That was Corey's idea. Like, Corey,
John, throw the clip in this so people know what we're talking about. I mean, it's one of the, I said, like, I felt like I was on mushrooms when I was watching it. I was like, is this taking place
Corey's
at
going for
Barstool?
that. He wants a Mr. Rogers neighborhood meets like mushrooms vibe. That's what he's saying. So we're going like feel good in the neighborhood, but like out there.
Oh my God.
We were talking like during Black Friday about all the Cyber Monday, all the people who like do all the great work. He's one of them. Corey's definitely one of them.
Corey's the man, and he's a lot
it.
of the Wake Up Mincy. He, like I said, I call him a consigliere, but I mean he's he's behind a lot of the ideas and creativity for sure. And lucky to have him invest in it. And shout out to Stefan and Tyler Moody and Cruz and our team. I think I got a really good team working for me, and so far so good. We had real good numbers yesterday, and I think the second act is going to be good. We're going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 8 to like 8:40, 8:45. I think it's a good good little niche. And the Chicago thing's great so far. I got to say, it's a different vibe than New York. The cost of living being way cheaper. I love our new office. I'm enjoying all the people I work with. And, not saying I didn't like New York, but New York was a lot for me. And, I think things are really looking up. And it's been crazy because I've gone through more this year than any other year in my entire life. And yet I've never been more encouraged about anything. So I think it's a good mindset.
I mean, that says it all right there. I think Mincy had dropped like 5 different great motivational, just like outlooks on life and stuff like that. And I mean, Billy's Billy. So it's like, if you can't feel good after this, I don't know what to tell you.
Billy, I want to add something to give Billy some props on this, because Billy's been a good influence on my health on it. But I just finally, it was this year when I turned 40 and the Barstool scandal. And like, I was already like exercising, but I was trying to like outrun a bad diet and all that stuff. But I finally just said enough of this BS. And like, I realized, in late June, I just was like, what do I want out of the second? I could keep talking about the second act thing, but like, what do I want out of the second half of my life? And I was like, I just got to fix this health thing and make it my top priority. And, I eat healthy and I lift the weights, and I just ran a half marathon Saturday, and I just make that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like I make that, and I'd like to lose 30 more, but I'm down into XL shirts and like 36, 38 waist now. And you can see it's out of my chin. I mean, it's a work in progress. It's a lifelong thing, but I just can't tell you. I mean, I feel so much better at 40 than I do 35. And, I think it's affecting every aspect of my life, because I think I have way more confidence and way more energy and all that. And it's like literally every moment of every day is better because I've made this commitment. And, I appreciate Billy. You've been a good influence on it.
Also, Ben is natty. He's not using vitamin O like some other of these fake celebrity weight loss. Ben is all natural. No Ozempic, no semaglutides,
Nope.
no juice, all natural.
Yeah. I'll say that I do want to mention before we get out of here, that half marathon thing was wild on Saturday. I mean, I couldn't walk at the end of the finish line because I underestimated it. I've been doing all these 6-mile runs all year and 10Ks. And I ran like 10 one day in New Orleans like 7 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, I can do this. Dude, I clipped like the first 6 miles in 60 minutes. And then I hit mile 7, and it was just a war of attrition the last 7 miles. I had to back it up to 11, 12-minute pace. And like I hit that finish line. It took me over an hour to walk to my car when it was a mile away. Like I literally could barely walk. I'm just now feeling on Wednesday like my hamstrings and quads have gotten better. But it was one of the most powerful experiences I've ever had. Because the 10th mile, you run through St. Jude's campus, and all the kids that have cancer are out there cheering you on with signs and stuff. I mean, God, man, that was just really emotional and just such a cool thing. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do it every year because I was really gassed out. But it was a very, very profound experience. And I appreciate everybody that donated. We raised like $5,600 though.
Hell yeah, Ben.
The
Shout out
sense of
Ben
accomplishment was unbelievable though. Just like, it just made me, I don't know. I just felt, I'm still talking about a few days later. I'm just like so proud that I've worked that out. I mean, I put everything into this, and, I think it's paying off.
Hell yeah, Ben.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Shout out Ben. Shout out St. Jude. Shout out Billy. Billy obviously got him on the path. Still remember Ben doing his like workouts in New Orleans, brings it up to Chicago, brings up the people here, and it's just crushing, man. That's awesome, dude.
Billy's
That's
influence has been good on what I've realized. I used to like run 80% and like lift once a week, and now I'm 50-50. I mean, the lifting weights, like even if you do it twice a week for 30 minutes, it makes a titanic difference. And and I've really realized going forward, I mean, I'm going to try to lift twice, run twice, and like do like stretch or yoga once, and just go for that like balance. And, just watch the sugar, and that's it, That's what we're doing.
People don't understand that the more muscle mass you put on, the higher calorie burn you have for the whole day. So like when you do cardio, you're only burning calories during the time you're exercising. You like work out weights for an hour versus running it for an hour, you're burning calories for 24 hours after lifting. And it gets your anabolic environment just going through the roof.
Yeah,
helps with weight loss.
And the other thing is just like, I'm trying to transform my body, and I'm trying to like really get the muscle to fat ratio better and like not have loose skin and all that stuff. And so the weights are just, I can feel it. It's making a big difference. I'm getting stronger too. So we'll see. I'm just going to keep it going, but it's exciting to feel like I'm anti-aging a little bit, it's a good feeling.
Get your mind right, Mincy. I love it. We did have one other note for the pod today. We already talked about the Times person here. The biggest news of the day was the Big Game Boomer listing their top 100 college football media personalities list. Unfortunately, we don't have time for that, so we don't know who made the list, who was number one, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe tomorrow, if there's time.
I certainly, that couldn't have been a omission that I wasn't in it. I mean, he just clearly, that was,
We're not going to worry about it, Mincy. We're not going to give you the time of day. Just keep crushing life like you have been, and we'll see you guys mañana. And wake up, Mincy.
Watch
tomorrow,
Surviving Barstool.
Thursday.
Keep watching Surviving Barstool.
Get your Surviving Barstool. It's been absolutely crazy. I won't give any spoilers away. The I'm Jerry moment though, all-time Barstool moment. And I don't know if you guys know what happens. I've avoided spoilers. I actually told people do not tell me what happens. I heard shit gets like legitimate, like dramatic and like awkward to a point. So I'm kind of like terrified about what's going to all go down here, but I'm also like, as a reality junkie, kind of excited to see how it all goes down. So check it out, barstool.tv, and we'll see you guys then.